Where are all the tourists going? The Philippines and Thailand have seen a downturn, less tourism. Vietnam has seen an increase in tourism. Other countries, they've either seen a decline or increase. There's some reasons. I've done some research, but I've got some other ideas as well. So let's get into some details here. Jumping over to CDN, Cebu Daily News, and lots of stories around the internet on this. But anyway, hotel occupancy in Cebu falls to pandemic era levels, and this is happening all over the Philippines, not just in Cebu. Anyway, Cebu's hotel and resort sector is keeping its doors open and operations running normally despite a sharp decline in occupancy, worsened by the recent series of earthquakes that shook the province. And this is dated October 27th, 2025. The slump in hotel bookings began early this year, according to Hotel Resort and Restaurant Association. But when the powerful 6.9 magnitude earthquake struck northern Cebu last September 30th, it triggered millions of pesos in cancellations, shaking tourist confidence and discouraging both domestic and foreign travelers. And I'm going to get into a lot more of the reasons and ask you also, what's your opinion? Why is tourism down? We'll discuss that here and in the comments. Many, if not all, hotels in Cebu are experiencing cancellations amounting to millions of pesos worth of room and event bookings for October all the way until the first quarter of 2026. Koreans are one of the biggest members. A number of different reasons there we'll get into. Occupancy at record lows. The decline in hotel bookings represents some of the lowest business levels since the pandemic years, according to industry players. I suspect we'll be seeing a lot of discounted offers in the very near future. Yeah, estimates show the hotels in Mactan are operating at 25 to 50% occupancy, while those in Cebu City are faring slightly better, 40 to 60%. And we are entering our high season. You know, it's getting colder in the northern climates, and people are traveling, so we're way down. And no doubt it will continue through much of the rest of the year. Many OFWs, overseas Filipino workers, come back to the Philippines from working overseas during Christmas season. So December is a big month for that. We're looking at numbers comparable to 2020, 2021. That's when they had all the worldwide government travel lockdowns. So let me know what you think. What are the reasons why in Thailand and the Philippines in particular, tourism is way down, way down. And yeah, we're going into our high season. Anyway, I'm taking an Ankas. Ankas is a ride for hire. They'll deliver the food and stuff too, but they have cars now, I believe, not just motorbike taxis, but automobile taxis. Anyway, I called this guy for 69 pesos. Take me to HMR over in Mandawi. It's they get a lot of overstock type things, discontinued products, and going over there to see what they have. I haven't been over there for more than a year. Anyway, there are a number of reasons why tourism is down. The worldwide economy, number one, people's budgets. With the various wars and sanctions and such, and disruptions to the world economies, the wars and shipping having to go longer distances to deliver stuff because of some of the Middle East issues, and a number of different issues. The economy, the cost of goods, inflation has gone up. People's paychecks have not kept up. Even with the cost of living. I just did a video about Social Security cost of living. That's going to happen in January 2026. And so that is one issue. Another issue that the earthquakes, different, they had an earthquake in Myanmar. It affected buildings in Thailand. The high baht, there's also the banks are making it more difficult to do business over there. freezing accounts, taking many weeks, if not months, to get your money, access to your money. Vietnam has an increase in tourism, but they just recently, I think they closed 48 million bank accounts. They've got a population of a little over 90 million, to try to crack down on illegal accounts and such. So I would think that that would have some effect. As one country pushes back against the scam centers, and they move to another country, um, the economy moves with that. They open up bank accounts in different countries and move the money around. But and then Thailand was having the issue. There was talk and about if you're in the country more than 180 days, 6 months, that you will be taxable. The income that you bring in will be taxable, and there's been a lot of misinformation about that, but enough misinformation that it has affected how many people. I met a few people here in the Philippines that said, yeah, I was in Thailand, but there's just too many issues over there, so I'm going to check out the Philippines. Another reason that I don't see anybody mentioning in online and all this research is that a lot of people, 2019, before the government lockdowns, a lot of people were visiting, more and more people were visiting the Philippines, visiting Thailand. 19 million, I think, in 19, 19 million, 9 million in the Philippines, and about 40 million in Thailand. I think some people just decided that, not expats, but tourists, I'm going to go check out other countries. I've seen Thailand, I've seen the Philippines. I'm going to check out Vietnam. That might be happening. I'm going to check out Cambodia. I'm going to check out Central America. Other options if you're a tourist versus an expat. So yeah, what do you think? What is causing the big decline? Other items listed in the research: infrastructure here in the Philippines. It takes a day to get a lot of places. Takes 3, 4, 5 hours just to get some of the tourist destinations here in the island of Cebu, to go north or go south. 2.5, 3.5, 4 hour bus trip or taxi ride. And even though it's very inexpensive to take that ride, it takes up much of the day. And then if you're going to the next island, you're going to spend an hour getting on and off a ferry to take you 30, 40 minutes over to the island that you want to go to, like Bantayan Island or Malapascua Island. And so you pretty much spent the whole day just traveling, getting somewhere. And I think the Philippines has many dozens of airports, but they aren't, at this present time, not that convenient to fly from one island to some of your major tourist destinations, that type of thing. So it takes longer to get places. The infrastructure, the roads, the transportation, when you get to those places, is still on being increased, it's being made better over time. And I know a friend of mine that said when he went to Camotes Island many years ago, said there was from where the ferry docked, there was no transportation to go to the hotel. And he finally got a local constable or sheriff or something to give him a ride to the hotel. But now you've got dozens of people, motorbike taxis or tricycles, some places taxis, to take you wherever you want to go. So a lot has changed in the 10 years that I've been here in the Philippines. What can the Philippines in particular do to attract more tourism? Well, they're doing a couple things. They're offering India, I think, e-visa, where they can sign up pretty easily online now. I think they're going to pass that on to China now. Chinese tourism is way, way down. And in fact, I think down 1.5 million, or more than 1.5 million, what they call tourists. But I think those tourists were not really tourists. They were working in Philippine offshore gaming operators, and the government shut all those down about a year ago. And they're illegal pogos. They just caught some Chinese working in a scam center the other day. But yeah, we're parked here in the shade. Filipinos say, "Oh, it's so hot here," and I say, "No, it's not so bad. I lived in the desert, Phoenix, Arizona, Las Vegas, Nevada, and the USA. This is not hot. It's humid, which has an effect sometimes. A little oppressive, but it's not hot. It is humid. But hot, if we want to see hot, go to the American desert or any other desert." So I think that I think that they could make the visa system here. They've got a really easy visa system for most countries in the world, not all, but it's visa on arrival. You just, if your passport is good for at least 6 more months, you just show up and they, unless you create some kind of red flag, they give you 30 days free tourist visa, and then you can extend that for 1 month. Then you can extend it for 2 months at a time, up to 3 years. Do that, keep extending it. And they used to allow you to extend it for 6 months, but I think because the issues were Chinese were coming in here on the longer tourist visa and working instead of being tourists, I think they cut back to 2 months. And I think if they made that 6 months again, I think that would help a little bit. If they there are a number of things that they could do to make it easier for foreign tourists to come here to spend their money. It really is quite easy. It really is quite easy. In fact, the immigration service right now, it's in this building right here, G Mall. G Mall, which is Gaisano Cebu G Mall. And you can go in there or you can use an agent like I do, JRC Visa and Immigration Services. Other things that can happen, which isn't going to happen anywhere anytime soon, is the reason it takes a long time to travel to other places, even if it's not that far away, is because of the little 2-lane roads. And very, very, very slowly they are widening some of those roads, but not nearly fast enough, and it just takes a long time to get to where you want to go. And I went diving a few years ago with a couple of Japanese ladies, and it was a 1 day. It was 3 hours one way, 3 hours back, so that's 6.5 hours. And then the guy that drove us down there was half Japanese, half Filipino. Dive instructor, tour guide. He took us down there, so we had maybe 3 hours of a couple different dives, and then headed back. And yeah, it just takes up a lot of time. Cost of living is still very, 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 very cheap compared to most Western cities that I'm aware of. Canada, Australia, the many Australians, New Zealanders, Americans, U.S. citizens that I know to live here. So yeah, generally very, very inexpensive to travel and to stay in many of the resorts. Much less expensive than many parts of the world. The Filipinos are welcoming for the most part. They are tolerant. They are friendly. Many of them speak and understand English, can converse with them in English. This is SM, big SM Mall down here, and that's the Grand, I think it's called the Grand Tower. It was damaged a little bit in Super Typhoon Odette a few years ago. Some of the windows blew out. It wasn't ready for occupancy yet. I think it's been delayed. Maybe they've been changing out some of those windows because they definitely were not up to the task in that Super Typhoon. So I suspect they've had to do some retrofitting or redesign of some of that type of thing. This is one of those really busy intersections with no traffic signals, no stop signs, stop lights, and it just works. In the Philippines, many intersections have no traffic signals at all, and it just works. People come from one direction for a while, and then from the other direction for a while. And here's the river that separates Cebu City from Mandaue City. And they're putting a right here on the left. I think it's right here on the left. No, this is SNR. All right, this is SNR here, or HMR. HMR and SM Supermarket, and I'm going to go in there and check out some things. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comment section. And we'll see you in the next video here. 69 pesos.